Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back and welcome to learning how to play drums from a beginner's perspective. So, I've been at this for over a year, I guess. I've had a couple of drum kits through here. I've had the Alesis Nitro Mesh, which I expanded and probably should have just kept it because I lost a lot of money when I actually turned it back in. You lose money, what can you do? Anyway, then I bought it back again. Couple months after, they still had it, and it's like, okay, they didn't sell it yet. So I bought it back for the weekend. Turned out, in the end, I got rid of it. I'm like, can we just undo what we did? Because, you know, I've had enough. I can't do this. I was so frustrated because I wanted to learn how to play drums. I even had the Alesis sample pad 4, call it that. It's 4 pads, which I had on that kit as well. Check my YouTube channel. Anyways, so recently, I decided I want to get back into it. I had a few reasons for it. You know, most of it is for me. And so I got the Alesis Sample Pad Pro 8. And 8 pads. It's like, cool, twice as much fun. But still very limited, you know. It's kind of like, And it's a flat deck, and it's just... And searching for more files, and putting the files in, and doing this and that. And it's like... Okay, well, I can program the thing simply and easily and quickly, which is fine. But I needed more. I wanted more. And then I come across this thing on YouTube. And this has been on the market for about 10 years now. And this is the Yamaha DTX Multi-12. And so far, no company has outbeat this thing yet. And it has so many bells and whistles, it's mental. Okay? They have packed more into this kit and capabilities into this kit than any other manufacturer so far. And it's also expandable to the point where it can become a replacement for a full-size kit on stage, even for a professional. Okay, so if you're a professional touring musician and you don't mind electronic drums, well, guess what? This is a solution. Okay, so this is great for beginners, intermediate, and professionals all the way across. Now, I have ordered in the hi-hat foot switch, and I ordered, because I don't need a real hi-hat kind of thing here, right? I do already have my kick pedal. I bought a Mapex kick pedal yesterday, and while I was in at Long McQuaid turning in the sample pad 8 and putting this one on. And I ordered the kick drum for it, obviously. So the kick drum and the hi-hat switch are on their way. I'll have them next week, and then I'll give you guys a complete show and demo of all the parts. Now, I still have a lot of expandability at the back. I can put a boatload of extra pads or actual crash cymbals, whatever I want. Okay, I can turn this thing into a massive kit if I want to. But I want to try and keep it as condensed as possible and get the most bang for my buck, too. So having 12 pads here allows me a multitude of choices. So right now, this is my kit I've programmed. So I have a crash, I have a splash, and I have a ride with the bell, of course. I have tom 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 3 main toms plus that. I have my snare, and I have, right now, a closed hi-hat. These 3 I have not programmed. Now, if you're looking at getting into drums, here's some advice. If you live in an apartment, you got to keep things quiet. Okay, you honestly do, because otherwise you piss off your neighbors too many times, you're going to get an eviction notice. Okay, I'm fortunate enough that my landlord loves music as much as I do. We play on a worship team together, and he's told me that during the day I can beat on my drums. At night, no drums. Okay, or at least put my headphones on, and that's fine. That's good, right? It's all good. So I could have had an acoustic kit, except for I don't want one. I don't like acoustic kits. Why? Because they're acoustic. They're limited. Okay. Whereas when you get into something like an electric kit, like the Alesis Nitro Mesh or the DM10s or your Roland or Yamaha kits, I mean, these things can make a whole boatload of sounds. You can do drums and percussion at the same time on these things. You don't even need one of these things if you've got a big enough electronic main kit. But you can add this to an acoustic kit and become partially electronic to get all your percussion stuff instead of having a stage where you're taking up like 50 feet of room just to have all your goodies, if you know what I mean, right? It's just ridiculous. Why have all that if you can have everything condensed into here, okay? That's the bonus of electronic toys. Now, you can take an acoustic kit, electrify it, get a brain for it, whatever brain you want, and you can do funky stuff on an acoustic kit. Sure, why not? But you're still going to hear the loudness of that acoustic over top of the effect you're trying to run at the same time. Unless it is a sound that you're after, it's not going to work well for your music, right? So you have to make sure it works well for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep that brain silent for certain songs, obviously. But with electronic kits, you can program them just like this, a basic kit. Okay, and of course I have a kick down below. Now right now I'm just using a keyboard sustain pedal as a kick drum pedal for now, until my parts come in, and then I can actually make use of this kick that I bought yesterday. So it works for now. It gets me through. But the thing is I've got 12 here, and I can go another 10 extra. Okay, so I can have a total of 22 beatable items to make sounds with if I want to, right? Now, there are drawbacks, of course, when it comes to electric drums as well as this sort of thing, whether you expand it to a normal kit setup or not with a real kick drum, etc. The drawbacks to it are amplifiers. Okay, you need a good amplifier. Now, when it comes to being at home, like I've got a small studio in here, I've actually got this thing hooked into my mixing console, which is got two Samson PA speakers. They're 12-inch woofers. They're 400 watts a piece. Way overkill for this room, okay? Because I can produce 115 dB and just literally probably blow the walls apart and leave maybe studs behind. They are that obnoxious when you've got that kind of power running in a room this size, okay? But I do have them nonetheless because they give me the sound quality I'm after for the music that I'm playing and recording, etc., listening back, making sure everything's tweaked right, blah, 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 okay? But they are the most ideal kind of a speaker for electronic drums or these kind of pads for a few reasons. Number one, they can handle it. Number two, you're getting the actual real horsepower. Okay, I've played with personal drum amps on my channel. Okay, I've had a Roland one in here, maybe two Roland ones. I can't remember. I know the one was a Roland. But anyways, what it said it had for power really wasn't there. Okay, so it's kind of like, yeah, you're really not getting what you're paying for. It may have had wattage, but it didn't have the dB to back it up. And decibel production in an amplifier is very important to back up the wattage that they claim that it has. Okay, so it goes together. It's not just about watts, it's dB. So I had a 1000 watt Cerwin-Vega CV10 speaker on my Elysius kit, which worked really well and very loud. Okay, I never did get a chance to crank it full blast, but that worked extremely well on my Nitro Mesh kit. But now I've got two of these speakers, and for many other reasons, but it also, they work with this. Drum amps I find are completely useless. They're great in a small bedroom, but the sound quality kind of sucks out of them, and you're really not getting that kind of horsepower that you think you're paying for. My opinion, my experience, hands-on, so I can say it. So if you're going to get into electronic drums, or whether it be this sort of thing, or whether it's going to be an actual electronic drum kit, then get yourself a PA speaker, okay? So something like the RS-112 from Samson, or Cerwin-Vega CV10, CV12, go to the 15 if you really want some thump power in the house, okay? But you can use these things on stage live as your personal amp, but you can also run your whole system through the sound PA system in the venue you're in, whether it's a church or bar or whatever, and still have that wedge amp, because they don't just stand up on stands or on the floor straight up and down. They have wedge designs to these PA amps, PA speakers, and they're powered, right? So you're all independent, and so they go on a wedge angle to angle the sound towards you, so you can actually hear. Plus you can feed all the other band members that you need in your monitor or amp to you at the same time as playing through it, including having your own voice through there, which is really cool, because drum amps are a little limited, okay, until you spend big bucks, and they still sound crappy, in my opinion. Anyways, so that all being said, make your choice of whatever style you want. I like the pads because I can do this, okay? I'm a left-handed person, So I have to have a regular kit set up left-handed, because I was going to actually come home yesterday with a nitro kit. So I would have had the nitro kit again, and I would have had this as well. But then I started to think, wait a minute, I've got this, and I got this down here, and I'm going to have another one down here, and it's like, that's a full-fledged kit anyways. So, and it doesn't take up that much space in my room. If I start bringing a nitro kit in here again, plus this, or even just a nitro kit, and not have this, I'm still taking up a lot of real estate in my room that I can use for other stuff. Okay? So I started to think about this realistically. And actually my wife said she was proud of me for not bringing home a nitro system, because I really don't need it. Because of the way Yamaha designed and intended this thing to go, it is a full drum kit, but it's just condensed. And I do find myself, to be honest, playing with sticks straight on, because you have to with these kind of pads. Whether it's a staircase design like this, or a flat deck like the Roland's and Elysius and others, you have to play this way. You can't play like, because you're going to have too many stick collisions. It's because you need those heights in order to avoid collisions on a regular drum set, right? So here, you're not getting that, so you have to actually play like this. Right? And then you can add your kick in. So that's, to me, a lot easier, and I can play quicker, more comfortably. You know, it's great, it's fantastic, and that's why I've chosen to go this way. And I find I'm learning a lot more rapidly now, because if you noticed, I was able to finally get back on the beat, right? I couldn't do that with a regular kit before, because as soon as I went into any of this stuff and tried to go back, that's where I struggled. That's where I failed a lot. So this, for me, works best. Might not work best for you, but you never know. Try one out, okay? But for me, this works best. And I get to have the advantage of keeping this. And I can control, well, I can't say I have that much more extra control over the foot pedal yet, because I'm also not using my regular kick yet. I'm just using a sustain foot switch, but still. So I do have a lot more control, better control, right? And this is still basically would be a right-handed kit, because I still have the hi-hat on the left, which is where you would be like this, right? Except now I'm like this. Because normally this would be my snare, and this would be my hi-hat. But now this is my hi-hat, and this is my snare, right? Piece of cake. Well, not always. But, so, the further advice I'm going to give you too, I know someone's going to ask, what do I buy for sticks? Oh, there's too many choices. You have to find sticks that are comfy for you, okay? Now, I like these Zildjians. Why? Because they have a good weight, they're thin, okay? And they have these cutouts in here, which is perfect, because that's the perfect balance point. Because you don't want to hold your sticks tight, because then you can't move and flex, right? But if you hold them loose but snug, you can gain a lot of speed and accuracy. Now, it does take a while to get accurate. I'm still working on it, okay? Beginner perspective, hello, okay? But I like them for that, also because they're grippy. There's like drummers goop you can throw on your sticks so they don't fly out of your hands, and I think that stuff is disgusting, okay? Blech, gross. So I like rubber coated sticks, and these were originally yellow. They were fairly thick, but I've been using these sticks. These are my favorite sticks. Like, I'm seriously wearing and tearing at these things. I need another set eventually, because eventually I'm going to snap these someday. But either way, I redid the rubber coating with 1/2 inch heat shrink tube, right? And just slid it over top. You melt the middle section first with your lighter to shrink it, and then you do the front, and then you do the back, and voila! And they're rubber coated again. And so they don't fly out of my hands, at least not too often anyways. So, I also like electronic kits myself too, because you can do more with them than you can with a regular acoustic kit, which is another reason why I like the electronic stuff. So it's space saving, it's flexible, it's expandable, it has all kinds of bells and whistles for every sound imaginable that you can put through this thing. You know, it's a fantastic machine, okay? And they really are. It doesn't matter if it's a Yamaha, Roland, whatever. You know, you buy according to your requirements too, right? But this thing offered more than anything else out there on the market, even currently, and this has been on the market for 10 years and nobody's beat it out, so speaks volumes there. Yamaha went severely overkill when they built this, and I appreciate that. And they still managed to keep the price at 600 bucks Canadian. That is really outstanding. So that's good. But and it's not hard to program. You can hook up an iPad to it, and there's software you can download, and you can program your kit in like 10 minutes. I did. You know, and you can program like 200 kits. But either way, from the perspective of a beginner here, drumming can be easy to do, or it can be very hard to do. Those who are natural born drummers, because they're out there, okay, they can pick up drums a lot faster than the rest of us. The rest of us need to work a lot harder than other people. Now, I have a good sense of the rhythm because I'm always using 3 limbs anyways with guitar. My strumming hand, my fretting hand, and I'm tapping my foot, okay? So adding in the 4th limb is not a huge deal. And I've learned more about my 4th limb, being my left leg, because I can now play guitar left-handed or right-handed. Now, I've always played left-handed my whole life, so I am superior on the left-handed side. On the right-handed side, I'm not as superior, okay? But I can play thousands of songs regardless. And so if anybody hands me a right-handed guitar, give me some music in front of me, and I can play it, you know, type of thing. Within certain limitations, of course, because there's still a lot of stuff I haven't worked out right-handed yet. But either way, now I've got my 4th limb because of playing right-handed guitar. Now I've got rhythm going in this hand, which is normally my fretting hand, and I'm doing chording with this hand. So I got callus on both hands, right? And it's like, so, but I'm still strong suited the most as a lefty. So if I was to play on a regular drum kit, it would have to be set up left-handed for me, because I can do this and go crossways, right? So this is my hi-hat, and this is my snare, right? And of course, the hi-hat switch would have to be for my right foot, and my left would have to be the kick in order to be able to do that. And then of course, the arrangements of the toms would be reversed as a lefty, right? So you can set up any drum kit you want, left-handed or right-handed. It's up to you. This is technically set up right-handed because of the hi-hat and the snare and toms 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then crash, splash, ride. That's the normal right-handed setup, except because I'm going with my sticks this way as opposed to this way, which you cannot do on these pads. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, you're forced to go this way because this is my main rhythm hand anyway. Okay, so I can... I also find with the pad too, it's been a lot easier for me to learn because it's such a closed-in area. I'm not like and then trying to get back, right? Which is one of my biggest issues with a regular drum kit. So this solves all those problems for me. So if you're kind of handicapped in a way like I am with a regular kit, get one of these. That's what I would recommend. But in all, guys, pick your sticks that you feel most comfortable with. Okay, just keep in mind that sticks that don't have rubber handles, you're going to have to find a way to keep them in your hands, because otherwise, wow, they go flying a lot. Done that. Like I said, I favor the Zildjian sticks, but it's me. You might not like the Zildjian sticks. You might not like any sticks that have this cutout. It might drive you mental, okay? But I like them because it perfectly balances the sticks. you know, so there's no guessing of where's the balance spot on these sticks, and you know, and I'm always grabbing at the exact same spot all the time. You know, when you pick up a regular set of sticks, you're like, okay, where's the stupid balance point? And then I can start playing, right? This is none of that, right? You're always right there. So that's why I like them. Also the weight of them, the diameter of them, they're comfortable, they're not overly extended, long type sticks. I've got still a bunch of sticks left over from when I sold off all my sticks, when I got out of drumming, because I thought I was getting out of it. And I did buy a new set of blue fire sticks, because I still like the fire sticks. I think they're cool. So I just bought a blue set because I like it, and that's it. And I don't really play them much, but they are kind of fun to haul out once in a while just for showing off to friends or whatever. So, do as you will. As far as learning how to play, I'm being self-taught. What do I learn off YouTube? Very little. In fact, one thing I did learn from a YouTube channel was it was suggested that one of the best ways of learning drums in the beginning, especially, to save yourself a lot of that mental strain of, oh, I gotta learn theory, I gotta learn how to read music, I gotta learn this. Play along with your favorite songs, okay? Get all your favorite songs out in a stack and start learning to play along with those songs. You'll be able to hear the drums. You know, I have a few Christian groups that are really fantastic. They got some songs that I really, really like. And some of them are just, you know, just on the ride a bit, you know, and then the odd type of thing. And then you're back to the ride, and then the odd crash. And then I have other songs where, you know, it's I gotta keep a beat. You know, and it's like, but I also gotta have the kick drum in there too, right? And learning how to do this, like, that took a little bit, you know, it's like, and then you gotta get back to there, you know, and still, and it's not easy, but you learn how to do it. And so playing along with your favorite songs really works well. And then once you get a good grasp on things, you can become a great drummer just playing songs by ear. It's not that hard. But then, you know, if you want to learn the theory, you want to learn music, you know, music theory, you learn how to read drum music. You can also do that too, because that's very helpful, especially when you're looking at a song. It's like, okay, so my keyboardist is playing this, and this is what I got to do, and drums should work here, but not here. And you know, if it's a song that you're doing a cover of, you're going to know where the drums are already sitting in that music piece anyways, when it's your turn to come in, or not. Okay, some drummers tend to come in too soon, apparently, from what I hear, or they just want to play through the whole piece. So it doesn't work that way. You come in where you're supposed to, and that's something to learn as a drummer too, where and when you belong in the piece, right? But you learn as you go. That's the big thing. If you have any questions or comments, you know the deal. Stick them below in the comments. I thought I would share my experience with you guys, and some of the stuff I've gone through, and some stuff like that was really frustrating, but now things are much easier and better, and they can only get even better. And I can't wait till my kick drum comes in so I can make use of my new Mapex beater pedal, and of course my hi-hat switch, and then I got to program that in. That's going to be fun, apparently. Well, not that bad. It's like 4 steps and it's active. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And if you want to know more about the Yamaha DTX Multi-12, check it out on my channel, check it out on other channels. There are a lot of channels that have done far better with the videos than me. I will admit that. It's just, I'm a beginner and I'm learning too. And it's a great from a beginner's perspective to check out even my videos on this thing, because you get to see from a noobish aspect. I learned how to program this thing very quickly and easily. The Alesis took a little bit longer to figure out how to program than this thing does. But you can also program this thing manually, but that's a nightmare. So I would definitely suggest getting an iPad, or if they do support Android for this thing, yeah, get an Android tablet, download the software, and just go bing, 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 done! Okay, save yourself a lot of confusion. Anyways, that's it. Yeah. So let me know what you think, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.